Yo, peace and love, good people. Let's start out by saying that God made you perfect. But you're going to look, you're going to search, you're going to move in several directions to figure out why you came here. And within that time period, you're going to be being who you're going to be bearing fruit of who you actually are on your journey. You'll find that out later. However, with that being said, I want to talk about what is a curse. What do you believe a curse to be, right? A curse is can be passed down, not something spooky and mystical. It can be a simple thought pattern or a habit or a broken down family or trauma from abuse. This abuse may have taken place in this lifetime on you. However, there may be an ancestor who abused someone else, and this is why this energy came back on you for you to deal with it, transcend it. You understand? That's how the world works. So when you talk about be feeling cursed or being cursed, understand that this is your bloodline is a collective unit. You know, your ancestors all spring from that collective energy, right? So if somebody does something good, you may benefit in the physical world. A grandpa was a doctor. You go in the medical field, people know him. You're really well at it. You excel in it because it's in your DNA. And in the physical world, that same grandfather, he put in work for you to make things easier. That same thing plays out on the flip side of that too. We do negative work here too. And our kids, they reap the rewards of your negative work that you do here in the world. So let's not think about the lifetime we live in now. Let's talk about what's been passed down to us from generations. And these are some of the things that you can call it karma or whatever it is. These are some of the things that you have to fix. A lot of things that are forced upon you are things that you have to fix, right? The universe will always attempt to balance itself out if something happens. Just like your physical body. If you get some poison, your body's going to go to work. You're going to start throwing up. You're going to get sick and you're going to go through a healing process. It's the same thing in your genetics, in a thought pattern that you have that may have derived from an ancestor that has you think in a certain way, that has you out of alignment with some laws or some rules that apply in this world. So you may feel like karma is coming back on you from things that you may not even understand what it is. But if you really take a look at your genetics, look at your family, look at your siblings, and look at if you look at your bloodline as a whole, you can begin to pinpoint where some things in your family were fractured. You can see the personalities in your living siblings, aunts, uncles, parents. You can see these things that need to be fixed. Most of us just we try to stay away from it and get away from it. So my point is that don't be spooked out about karma, about the curse. A lot of emotional impulses. I don't know why I act like that, or I don't know why I'm triggered by that. These are things that are passed down to you in your DNA and on a cellular level. So it's really memory. And how do you see that? Look at the cycles you keep going through. Look at your parents. Look at your siblings, and you can begin to understand that this bloodline is to be repaired as a whole. The work you do on you is going to benefit your children and the rest of your siblings because it's going to become you know, a lawful light energy that is now a part of that lineage and it's going to allow people to raise up. Same way if you get a cousin or something that, you know, goes in the NFL, he's doing good, he starts blessing the family. On a spiritual level, a lot of hardships are being removed from decisions that was made from past generations. So yeah, don't be too spooked out by the curse or by the trauma. Analyze it, step back from it, look at your bloodline as a whole. Know you can't fix everyone, and know you're not a container for people to pour their trauma on people who don't want to do the work. That's not good either. But do understand that we have a responsibility for our next generation to make sure that some of the BS that comes from the generation before that don't trickle down into the family. All right. That's my video. Peace and love.